Next
Oh
up,
God,
this is a little more.
this is pretty brutal.
Yeah, so again, I only mentioned the Quavo Saweetie story last week because of Quavo's response to, or like 2 weeks ago, because Quavo's response to the whole thing of, you're breaking up with me because you cheated on me. I'm disappointed in you, which is like a ridiculous, like, a moment of misogyny, let's say. But a video came out earlier this week, actually, of an apparent elevator altercation where you can see Quavo pulling Saweetie into an elevator, dragging her to the floor repeatedly, and then maybe 5 seconds before the video ends, giving a quick sup nod to the camera that's up in the corner of the elevator. It's just like, and that's when he knew he'd fucked up. Like I said, I'm like, stories, unfortunately, stories of domestic violence caught on camera with musicians and celebrities is a more common thing than it absolutely should be. And it's not just like that we're pointing it is that it is. This is, every time we're talking about this, it's an example of toxic masculinity at play, even though that term in itself has become like, people don't like it in its own right. It's just really true the way it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was hard to watch the video. It's just brutal, and it makes more sense of everything that happened, and it just paints a terrible picture for Quavo. So he's like nominated for every shitty category award that we have on Audioface, basically. Yeah, and then the Saweetie talked about the video and stuff. Just said that this unfortunate incident happened a year ago. While we have reconciled since then and moved past this particular disagreement, there were simply too many other hurdles to overcome in our relationship, and we both since moved on. And then she said that I kindly ask to everyone to respect my privacy during this time, which is fair.
Yeah.
She's going about it like as civil as you possibly can, having to deal with all of that crap. Anyways, being in like the celebrity spotlight in general, and then having somebody like abuse you and stuff, and have it on camera and for the world to see, but take it in stride like that it's something that's not easy to do.
Yeah, it obviously as like a man, I'm not going to be able to understand the experience at all, but it to me beckons memory of the Meg Thee Stallion thing that happened last year, how like she had to be the strong one and tough one, even as she was recovering from physical injuries. It makes me feel for the survivors of domestic violence and abuse that are out there every single day, because this happens all the time. But the perpetrators aren't musicians or celebrities or popular figures, so it goes underreported or just sort of like forgotten or like a part of society that we don't think of all the time. These things, like, flat out, they suck. It's a terrible part of humanity and society, and so it makes these denials and doubling downs more infuriating and more of an example of like why there are cases to be made against holding men accountable and not like respecting them in areas of public opinion. So Quavo, of course, came out and said he came to speak out in the video and said that he had never physically abused Saweetie. Never mind the tape that we just have.
Play it for the jury.
Yeah. Quavo says, quote, "We have an unfortunate situation about almost a year ago that we both learned and moved on from. I haven't physically abused Saweetie and have real gratitude for what we did share overall." It's, again, like the video, it cuts off a major point of it, so there's missing context for sure. But I'm not inclined to believe Quavo in this situation at all, just based on how he's handled the entire thing, the entire relationship. It's just like...
And if history repeats itself like it tends to do, then nope.